go. Bitch, you talk too much. I move in the snow. Tell me what's the rush. You don't know me well.
What's up, dudes? So I got some bad news. Last night I took the tranny off, got the flywheel off. I was hoping that it was just going to be the release bearing. I was kind of worried that the clutch might be fucked, but the clutch is actually really good. My flywheel fucked though. So basically it sheared off 2 bolts and all the other bolts backed out, and then the flywheel it rockered itself on the crank. So guess what? My crank's fucked. Well, I mean, it's not fucked. I can get it machined and make a spacer, and then machine this, get a spacer, machine bigger bolts, put bolts with shoulders on. But we're not going to do any of that. This engine's coming out. It was underpowered anyways. For the size of the chassis, I know everyone's like, if you can't drift 150 horsepower, you can't drift, bro. How about you add like clutch issues? How about you add rocking clutches? No power steering and extra weight because it's a freaking caged car. Fuck you. Now I wish I could just be like Adam LZ and be like, hey, we're just getting the engine rebuilt, bro. Haha, saw dead. But I'm not Adam LZ. I'm Sean. I have a full-time job, 40 hours a week, 40 plus. I do this in my spare time for fun. And I got a couple sponsors, but I mean, it's not like I'm competing or anything right now, so they can't really just help me with the money. It's more like rebates and stuff, which is, I totally appreciate it. So the plan is, let's get this engine out. Let's do it. Woo! So I got that engine out, beams bye-bye. And then we took the engine out of the Evo, and here we are. Mitsubishi 4G63. Let's get some light. Mitsubishi 4G63 in there. So, still working the layouts of the pan. I put a 2x4 block underneath, but I think this is as far back as I can get it. Which, I mean, it's pretty good. I'll have a lot of room to play, to work on the tranny. One little thing is the shifter is kind of far forward, so what I'll have to do is I'll have to make a shifter extension. And that's already extended. So, it's not a big deal. We'll just make like a shaft that goes up and then that way and then up. We can do like something really cool with like the shaft, another shaft and a rod eye, and then make my own. I don't know. I'm still wondering what I'm gonna do. The engine can definitely go lower because of that 2x4. But I mean, that's pretty good. Centered. There's a lot of place for the oil pan, the oil filter. It's not exactly centered in the engine bay right now, but it's a good start. It's a good start for an engine that's never been in this chassis before. Plenty of room. The intake will have no problem. The exhaust, I'm not going to be running that up pipe, so I'm going to have to get rid of this power steering, and the turbo is going to be coming like right about where the power steering's at. Anyways, it's late. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. I'm going to go take a shower. She doesn't care, bro.
Man, she like started telling me stories. So, dude.
This guy. It's crazy.
Some days. Some days.
So do you like it?
Love it.
Who needs a bigger turbo? I mean,
I'm good with that.
you know what Fred needs?
A bigger car.
A new car.
Yeah. I imagine my buddy has in his FC.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we're out here, Ottawa. Yes, you heard me right. Ottawa, Carp Airport.
Magic Carp Airport.
Magic Carp Airport. First drift event here, Ottawa Drift Club. Thanks, I believe it's Omar, right, that's taking care of this event. So thank you. It's very awesome. I will be driving next time, but you know, flywheel problems. Yeah, that's okay. We'll have it next time. It's all good. We're here with the Palmer brothers and Ryan's cousin. Mr. Young.
Yeah, I know.
And his car prep is basically fix the seat.
Yeah, just to see.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, just my vlog. Just my vlog, Jacob. Got this dude wearing the Lone Star Northside production shirt.
That's interesting. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah. Top Drift Hollow Bash 2K17. That's Jacob's vlog. roughly 10:58. We've got about an hour more of drifting. We've got about an hour more of drifting before we have the little lunch break. I do have a lot of footage and a lot of photos. I'm not really doing an event recap. Awesome. Yeah, I'm not really doing an event recap. I'm only doing little clips here and there. So hope you guys enjoyed the next video. I hope you guys enjoy the next part of this video. Yeah, it's nice. It's really slow track, second, third gear.
We're gonna burn it down. Burn it down. We're gonna burn it down. Burn it down. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder.
I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker.
Show them. Change the station with a new shit. Show them. Change the station with a new shit. Change the station. Change the station. Change the station with a new shit. With a new shit. Change the station. Change the station. Change the station with a new shit. With a new shit. Show them. Change the station with a new shit. Show them. Change the station with a new shit. Change the station. Change the station. Change the station with a new shit. With a new shit. Change the station. Change the station. Change the station with a new shit. With a new shit. Show them. Change the station with a new shit. Show them. Change the station with a new shit. Change the station. Change the station. Change the station with a new shit. With a new shit. Change the station. Change the station. Change the station with a new shit. With a new shit.
You actually clutch kicked for once? Yeah. Sean would be so proud.
So we just had lunch. I didn't have lunch. I had the rest of Fred's fries. Fred's fries! Fred's French fries.
Oh my god.
Oh shit, that's his nickname in one of our chats. Anyways. just hanging here with Nucci. Curtis and Matt. Sup? Just because Jacob's vlogging over there, I'm gonna start vlogging and just say like Jacob's leaving, so everybody say bye to Jacob.
He's like, come over and get fucked up. I'm like, oh, yes. Yeah. This is my rubber art.
It's almost that end of the day feeling. I think I'm gonna go for a ride with Palmer. It's gonna be good.
You're gonna get rid, boy.
I think I'm going for a ride. Yeah, let's do that. Whoop. So yesterday we went to Ottawa Drift Club. It was actually really cool. And now I'm back in the garage working on the 4G 63 IS 300 converted right-hand drive. I don't know what we're gonna call it. Anyways, the engine's sitting in there really good now. I have the height perfect that I want it. I already made a new side plate for that side and a side plate for this side right there. So basically now I'm making the side plates for the bottom here and there, and we're just gonna use the bushings from the tube. This thing was kind of like unnecessary in the front of the Evo, so I'm just gonna cut like here, and we're just gonna use that section to weld onto the side plates. And it's so like side plate weld with the bushing, and then we're gonna build another thing to accept the bushing. And the tranny, I mean, it's as far as I can go back right now. I dented it. What I did to get it this far back was I dented the subframe, so I just went and hit on it with a sledgehammer. So now the shifter's peeping out the hole. What I'm gonna have to do is cut this one and weld like a extension to bring it more towards me. The beams one was like right dead center, so that's where I kind of want my shifter. I also took the steering rack out just to fix the fitting. I had another one laying around here. I should have brought it to Boonies, but I didn't. So the fitting is ready to go. So the steering rack is ready to go back in. The only thing I need to figure out is to get the Mazda 3 pump going. I have the fittings. I have the fitting that goes in there, the high pressure side, and the return is just like a regular low pressure return hose. So I can just delete this and put the other hose. And that I would love to mount it. So that I would mount it somewhere in the front, in front of the radiator, or on this side also. I'm pumped. I hope you guys are pumped. Yesterday was really like, oh man, I really wish I was there. Like I know I would have been able to do that track since I got the. Also, Jacob showed me his video for next week from Boonies Bash. It's really nice, and it makes me look really good. So I'm gonna link his channel down below. I mocked the turbo without the up pipe and the intake, so I'll show a picture now. One of the problems I have is it's right on this thing, and I need to make a plate to cover up the timing belt. The thing that's here normally is the power steering bracket, but we're not running one, so I'm gonna build like a little plate to cover that up. But the intake from the turbo is like right on. It's almost touching this here. So I don't know if like I should cut this, or the other option I could have is I have plenty of room here. Like I got like this much room with the turbo on, like even more actually, since the turbo goes down. I was thinking maybe we should get a turbo flange, or like a 4G63 flange, and it would space it out like, I don't know, ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch. No, not 3/4. Definitely be like 5/8, or it'd definitely be like 5/8 or ½ inch, and that would like give clearance enough for that. I'm still undecided. I might just get some 4-inch tube and just like weld like a 45 on that for the filter. I'm still unsure. All I know is I got to build a bracket, like plate bracket, to so junk doesn't get into my timing belt. Actually got a good idea. So I made the base plate, and I took a 240SX wheel stud that I had laying around, and I got 2 wheel nuts Just gotta put some thread locker on that, so I know I can torque these 100 foot-pounds. And what I did was drill the hole, chamfer the hole, put this, and then tap it in. One small tap, and it was like this. So that's gonna be good. Also, Drake's new album's pretty good. All right. See, that base plate is now in place. It's actually bolted underneath. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like 1 or 2 tack welds just so like the bolt doesn't move. But I mean, that bolt will be totally accessible because we're basically, so what we're going to do is we're going to build 2 side plates where the bushing bolts on with a sleeve, and then like that's going to be welded to that plate. You'll see. Same thing on this side. And the only reason why I got a strap right now is just because I want to try and get the engine as center as possible. It's actually pretty good. Shifter is centered, so shifter is centered. And this is pretty centered up here. It's going to be pretty good. All right. Woo! Hello. Almost clears the hood. Might have to cut just a little slit out of that little thing there. And the oil cap right here, so a little circle thing here. But I mean, it's not missing much. A little more on this side. Maybe if I add some hood space or some hood risers, it would actually clear. We'll have to try. I'm pretty pumped. Engine mount came out nice. Looks like it was made to be. We got Joe's new whip here. Brought over.
Where's the cat? His girlfriend's here.
We're gonna be stripping it. High quality. Yeah, we're gonna be stripping it, making this thing all brand new for him. I mean, just look at this. Look at this handbrake. To a brake booster. But you know what? The worst thing.
It works.
It fucking works.
What? The handbrake? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking funny.
Oh, there she is. And it clears the.
Got some
clears
BCs.
the mirror by about half an inch. Half an inch. A quarter max. Yeah, exactly.
And we just chopped off this Mad Max looking bar. I don't know what kind of crack this guy was on when he made it.
Oh, it was good stuff. Expensive stuff.
It's gonna be nice once it's done.
What color is it going? Well,
I don't know.
we'll deal with that in due time.
It's pretty clean. Oh, what do we have here? We have the wiring harness out of the Evo. So I'm gonna be running it the same way I had it run in the Evo. So be going into that hole down there, goes here. Got the cam sensor. The way I ran the crank sensor this time, instead of having it running all in front, is I ran it behind, attached it to the injector clips right here, and then it's bolted into the stock location. And then behind we have the coil packs. Mitsubishi. On this side here we have the rest of the harness going in back. Going down we have the TPS sensor, GM bar map, GM inlet air temperature. So I gotta get a new inlet air temperature sensor, a new GM bar map. Here we have the stock Mitsubishi connector for a coolant temp sensor, the stock one. So I'm just gonna wire. Once we do the coolant hoses, they're probably gonna come on this side and then route its way to that side. I'm gonna make little bungs that I can bolt the sensors into. So I'll have coolant temperature sensor, my gauge, my coolant gauge, and now I don't know what I'm doing. So I got the coolant gauge there. I got a lot of steel plate over there. I'm thinking to cut a plate behind this so we can make ourselves a dash. We'll have coolant temp, we'll put the air fuel ratio, my boost gauge. So we'll be running the AEM, we'll be running the AEM wideband, my blitz boost gauge, that coolant temperature gauge. I also have a oil pressure gauge, and then on this side I have this is the alternator plug for the beams. It only runs one wire, so I have the Evo connector inside, so you just plug in the 12 volt switch ignition. You don't need to run the that one actually has 3 wires, but you don't have to run them. And this is the beams starter plug. I was going to run the plug out of that side. What I'm going to do is cut this right here and just extend to the starter on the other side. Down there. So everything will be out of the way of the downpipe. So we have a lot of room. Also, the external wastegate is on the top. So I think we're just going to be running boop and right out the hood. I do need to get, I believe, a dash 10 45 and a dash 10 90 for the oil drain, because right now it's pointing towards the back of the block when it should be coming more forward. I don't know if I can't get that. Sorry dudes, I can't get the shot. We'll also have my oil cooler. The fittings are already there, boom, and underneath here, boom. Other than that, I gotta make a block off plate for this. And that's it for now. It's looking good. It's almost wired up. Basically, so I got my positive wire. This will be switch ignition, and then I have one ground here, and then down here this is battery ground. And what else do I got in here? Oh yeah, then I have this one wire here. This is tacho if I get a tachometer, and then I'll have to figure what this is out of. I think these are just GPO pins. I believe this one I had made it fuel pump, but I never. GPIO 4, GPIO 3, so GPIO 3 is tacho. Yeah, this is definitely for the fuel pump, which I don't need anymore because I got a switch. So we'll be doing that. So the wiring's actually really simple. I got to make a bracket to hold the AEM ECU inside the car. I also need to remove the beams wiring. I just tucked it in there real quick. I know this video is a little bit everywhere, but you know, it's fun. I made it public on Facebook yesterday and Instagram too, saying like that I made a little video like fuck you beams, and I walked to the 4G63, open the hood and show it. The Mitsubishi engine just looks gorgeous in there. So this is gonna be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next week, where we might actually start the Evo. I just called it an Evo. It's not an Evo. Start the Lexus with the Mitsubishi engine. Thanks guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.